This is so big. I mean, this went national and went far and wide. I'm going to do some three perspectives. I'm going to go from the news. I'm going to get it for Kenny because Kenny did something like that, and then Brian on Here's the Deal. We'll start with the news. This is about the man that dies overdose and attacks the judge during the sentencing. Check this out.
Still making national headlines.
Yes.
Newly released documents giving us a better idea of what happened after a man attacked a Las Vegas judge on Wednesday. This as Clark County's district judge spoke today about the importance of increased security in the courtroom. A warning, some of the images you're about to see may be disturbing. This horrifying video still making national headlines. A defendant attacking a Las Vegas judge as she was sentencing him. We're now getting a closer look at what happened in that courtroom.
It was just a total chaotic commotion.
Daniel Martin was there, waiting to be sentenced himself, and says it was nothing short of insane.
Honestly, I was super surprised. Like, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life.
According to documents obtained by the 8 News Now investigators, the offendant, Deobra Redden, a 3-time felon, told corrections officers he, quote, had a bad day and tried to kill Clark County District Court Judge Mary Kay Holthus as she was about to deny his request for probation on a charge of attempted battery with substantial bodily harm. Several photos released showing the scene after the struggle. Documents state Redden slammed Holthus's head against the wall and pulled some hair out of her head. Marshal Shane Brandon and law clerk Michael Lasso, who are seen jumping into action, were also hurt, with Brandon receiving 25 stitches to a gash in his forehead.
This is a very unique situation that, as far as I know, has never happened before with somebody supermaning over a judicial bench.
Clark County District Court Chief Judge Jerry Wise spoke Thursday about efforts to increase security and add more marshal positions for courtroom safety.
We're doing what we can to continue to maintain the integrity of the court and the safety that we have here.
Judge Holthus already back to work a day after the attack, as many, like Martin, are still trying to digest the situation.
You just got to be aware of what people are doing.
Now, Judge Holthus is set to continue the sentencing hearing on that original case on Monday. As for Redden, documents say he said, quote, the judge is evil, and then spit in a corrections officer's face after that attack. He now faces new charges, including battery on a protected person, coercion with force, and battery by a prisoner. Officials say he refused to show up for his initial appearance today.
Clark County's chief judge speaking with reporters about...
Yeah, Kenny took it down. I don't know why. I wonder if he got a strike for it or something like that. He had it up. Oh, well. We'll just go to Brian's here. Check this out.
I mean, Judge was just assaulted in court immediately after she denied a defendant's request for probation in a Clark County District Court. And what a dramatic assault it was. I mean, this guy could have been somebody on an Olympic track and field team. The way he cleared the judge's desk with a single leap was something to behold. Representatives for the Clark County Court said in a statement, defendant Deobra Redden was in the Las Vegas courtroom on Wednesday to be sentenced on a charge of attempted battery with substantial bodily harm. And apparently, Redden has a rap sheet that's longer than his vertical jump is high. During the hearing, Redden and his attorney asked Judge Mary Kay Holthus for probation rather than time behind bars, saying that the 30-year-old is getting his life back on track with a new $20 an hour job and plans to resume his education. Redden said he's addressing his mental health issues and, quote, trying to learn from my mistakes. In response, Judge Holthus then read the defendant's criminal history aloud in court, which included 3 felonies, misdemeanors, multiple domestic violence issues, robberies, and attempted home invasion.
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
So basically, I would like to tell the courts here, like, based on my criminal history, like, I feel that, like, I shouldn't be, like, sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked at your criminal history? Have you looked at your criminal history?
I actually just
you lived it, I
I
suppose.
just looked at it, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know,
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
yeah, I just figured like,
Battery on a protected person, robberies, attempt home invasion.
I just figured like, I'm in a better place in my mind, my mental health, I have a support system. I just got hired as a teamster for, the union, making $2 an hour. And like the reason behind every single domestic violence, I've been dealing with mental health, and I didn't know that I was dealing with mental health. And they put me in mental health court, and I still didn't know that I had a mental health problem until it was August 2022 when I realized I have a problem with this. And like having a dictionary and like understanding myself, getting to know myself a little better, and applying it to my personality, and having a epiphany at that moment. Those instances, and just like trying to learn from my mistakes, and I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figured that, if I'm in a better place in my life, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not out there committing crimes now, and I feel like I should be given a shot because I'm in a better place than I was then, so but that's, I'm a person who never stops trying to do the right thing, no matter how hard it is. And I just, and I'm trying, and I never give up trying to do the right thing. I know I'm not a rebellious person. I don't want to be standing there. I want you to have to, sit up there and waste your time as well.
The judge told Redden, "You got a lot going on, sir." Redden's attorney told the judge that he believes his client could successfully complete probation. She said she appreciated that, but she thinks it's time he got a taste of something else because she just can't with that history. Seconds later, Redden shouted, "F that biatch," and ran toward the judge, leaping over the bench and attacking her. Redden tackled Holthus to the ground, and both disappeared from the camera's view behind the bench.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
I'll leave the link to the entire video in the description below. For some reason, when I try to show this stuff on my channel, well, YouTube just doesn't want you to see it from me. As others in the courtroom tried to restrain him, Redden screamed, "F you both," and threw several punches. The judge stayed on the ground for several minutes before standing up, appearing to say she hit her head. The court statement said that Judge Holthus experienced some injuries and her condition is being monitored. According to the court, a marshal also was injured and taken to a local hospital and is in stable condition. The court said, quote, "We commend the heroic acts of her staff, law enforcement, and all others who subdued the defendant. We are reviewing all our protocols and will do whatever is necessary to protect the judiciary, the public, and our employees," end quote. Attempts were made to reach out to Redden's attorney for a statement on the courtroom attack, but he hasn't responded. According to court documents, on April 23rd, Redden threatened to, quote, "bust the kneecaps of another man," quote, "resulting in substantial bodily harm." Redden was ordered by a different judge in May to undergo a competency test. And according to court records, he was committed to a state behavioral facility before he was found competent in October. Redden pleaded guilty to the charges in November, and Holthus issued a warrant for his arrest in December after he missed his court appearance. After Wednesday's attack, he, of course, is now facing new charges of battery and battery on a protected person, with the latter charge indicating the victim was, quote,
a lot more hard time now after that attack.
And guess what? He's due back in court today at 9 a.m., probably appearing in torture cuffs and ankle chains. Redden previously appeared before Judge Holthus on charges of malicious destruction of property, and he also spent a year in prison on a domestic battery charge in 2021. Now, this is not to excuse any crime that Mr. Redden may have committed.
Oh, no.
But let's all be honest with ourselves. Who is
You know, it doesn't excuse, or we're not blaming the judge or the jury system or the cops that arrest the guy. I mean, when you're caught committing a crime, or sometimes when the old saying, if you commit the crime, you're gonna do some time. And maybe the judge is right. It's time for him to get a taste of something else, like doing some hard time in the cell.
done more damage to individuals in society? A state-sponsored criminal judge or the criminal who's being judged? By the way, while we're talking about this, it's probably not wise
it's
to
like
ask for
Brian said,
leniency
was this
as you're
criminal
being
being
charged
judged
with
by
violence, then tell the judge that you've turned your life around,
Well,
and then prove
people
by
say
your
that, some
actions
people
that
say
you
no.
haven't turned your life around. And what if we did a full investigation of this judge's records?
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Like, how
Mr.
many-
Redden is
how many
innocent
convictions
by
has she
any
handed down?
means,
And
but
what are the
it
sentences
does
she's
make
handed down
one
and what
wonder how
convictions?
many innocent people Judge Holthus
That's
has
a good point.
unjustly locked into a cage throughout her career in order to meet the state's quota. Either way, the prison industrial complex gets another warm body, and it looks like another violent person has been taken off the street. But remember, nobody steals like the state, and
Well, you saw that the poster he put up says the United States has 4% of the world's population, and 1/4 of the population of the United States are locked up in prisons.
nobody does violence like the state. It'll be interesting to see what kind of transformative and protective equipment will now be installed in every courtroom in the country to further protect those who sit high above us in black robes. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's crazy as well. Absolutely. Yeah, so that might be why that Kenny, aka, takedown exposing frauders. I thought about going Dr. Rashad, but Shannon Stone, it's kind of like that. So I thought I'd give the local news and would see Brian's perspective like that. No, it's not. We're not railing the judge. Like, just wonder, how is she the type of judge that gives no mercy, no quarter to criminals in her courtroom? I don't know. Who knows what her conviction is? How much severe is like that? I thought it's appalling when she said, "I think it's time that you get a taste of something else," and he was like, "Fuck that bitch!" Boom. But yeah. I'd be like, I would tell that dude, that criminal in the court, like, well, you got 3 felonies, bro. You're 30 years old. You got gross misdemeanors. You just can't keep saying you can't stop getting out of the trouble, getting arrested. I mean, people were like a revolving door, in and out, in and out, in and out. I mean, sometimes people get arrested so many times that you get the habitual mental society sense like that, and that's when you get thrown into the meat grinder of the prison system for decades on there. Anyways, I'm out here. Much out. Peace out.